Hello everyone, welcome. So this will be a fun review. This is a review for the brand new Tripowin Olina, Bad Guy Olina. This is a collaboration between Tripowin, Lenso, as well as Bad Guy or review. The guy is one of the biggest earphone reviews in the world. He's one of the best on YouTube, and he decided like to work with Tripowin Lenso to tune this brand new set. And yeah, so this is my review. First of all, a big thanks to Lenso for sending this out to me. I really appreciate them sponsoring the channel. They are the only major brand to at least decide to send me products, and I'm quite happy about that, and I really thank them for this. So this will be my honest verdict on this particular product, because I'm in love with this earphone. So let's go on. The box is very simple. It came with its cable. I wasn't a big fan of the cable, so that came with the default cable. This is how the cable looks like. I'm not a big fan of this cable. It's fine. It's fine. It's a good cable, but it's too thin. It's too thin. It's not my style of cable. So I discarded it. Then I put a high quality silver cable here, and here we go. This is a high quality KBEAR Limpid Pro 8-core cable. I've been using it for several years. It served me well. I stayed for several years without any issue. So I prefer a cable that, and not just for the sound quality, but for the longevity. I use cables that have that long longevity that I am looking for. So I decided, you know what, this earphone deserves the best cable that you can throw on it. So I threw a $35 cable on it. The Limpid Pro is what I feel is the best you can use with this earphone. If you can afford to buy the earphone as well as a silver cable like a Limpid Pro to use with it, then I'll say that's the best combination you can have for it. Then the next thing is the ear tip. You know, I went through different forums. A lot of people, when they got this earphone, they complained that it's a detailed set, that it's a bit bright. They needed to tame that resolution for it, and they needed a very certain kind of thing to do to the earphone to get the best out of it. First of all, they used this thing that came in the box. This thing is these are filters. You take out the filter, you put on the nozzle, and technically it tames down slightly the upper end and then increase the bass. I tried that. If you look at this, you can see I took two out. I took two out, and I put them back. Look, when I did that, I wasn't so, how will I put it? I wasn't so impressed by what I was getting. I wasn't so impressed by that nozzle being clogged up by another filter. It wasn't giving me the beautiful detail that the original sound from the box I wanted. And the bass on this is amazing, but I'll get to the sound. But I don't think you need the filter. I know people are advising for people to use the filter on the earphones nozzle. They say, look, that's the best you can do to get the best out of it. But I personally wouldn't advise that. I don't use it. What I did instead was I got a unique kind of ear tip for it. So this ear tip here is the Whizzer the Whizzer Easy Tip. This particular tip is a tip that came with the Whizzer HE01 from the box, but now Whizzer is selling it separately. So I will leave the link in the description to Whizzer store. If you want to buy this particular ear tip, you will see it in the description. I'll just leave the link to the ear tip itself, because usually it was a default ear tip that came along with the HE01 and even the HE01B that was released later. But now you can buy it separately. It's on their store, so they're selling it separately. So with this particular ear tip, it is better than every other ear tip I threw on it. I threw the CP 100, the mini one on it. It was good, but it was bringing out that beautiful detail that I think people will say that it's fatiguing over time. But I get it. But if you want to tame it that, because one thing I realized about this vocal tip is that it makes the sound warmer, still retains that incredible bass, with the detail that I'm looking for. And everything is fine now. So I use it just like this. There isn't much you need to do. Everything is fine. Now let's go on to the sound quality. The sound, I would say this is the best earphone you can buy, between $200. If I will even go as high as $250. Yes, this is the best earphone you can buy that is below $250. And I will explain why. Look, this earphone is incredibly well tuned. I get it. The driver here is the same driver that was used in the Transgym Oxygen, and they use that same driver, put it in this shell, and they tuned the hell out of it. The bad guy tuned the hell out of it, and they got the best out of this driver. Let me put it this way: this sound is neutral to punchy bassy, because there, I can't say it's neutral and boring, because there is the word neutral and boring. I've listened to neutral and boring earphones. This is not a boring earphone. This is a fantastic, fun tuned earphone, but still neutral. It has detail that is incredible for a dynamic driver. It has separation, and it has an expansive sound. I like the tuning on this earphone too much that I am calling it the best earphone I currently own. That is, it is below $200. This is really that good. In fact, it's so good that if you buy it, I will say you're doing a disservice to yourself not upgrading the cable or the tips, because the earphone deserves the best. Another thing again I give to this earphone that is the best of any IEM I've ever tested in my entire life is the comfort. The comfort on this earphone is by far the best of all the earphones I have tested till date. This earphone, I think, was molded for my ears. It is incredible. It is lightweight, and considering it's even made out of metal, which is weird. It is lightweight. It does not have any weighty feel to my ears. I just like every single build quality of this earphone. It is ridiculously good. um then let's go for the bass. The bass on this is fantastic. Look, I love the IBasso IT01. The bass on the IT01 to me is still the best you can get on an IEM below $200. But look, my God, this bass here is just as good, if not even better, for some certain reasons. The reason I say this is because this might not have the quantity of bass that the IBasso IT01 has, but what it has is better control and no distortion. This earphone, I can run it at any volume and I'm good. It will not distort, it controls that bass, and there isn't any bloat whatsoever. It is fantastic down to the lowest region. Everything is just wonderful when you listen to this earphone, especially for music that has a lot of note weight. Another thing that people don't talk about when they review earphones is how they perform for movies and games. Let me tell you something. If you want the best for gaming and movies, just buy this earphone. Do not buy anything else. Do not buy any, don't even think about another earphone. This is the best you can buy right now for under 250, under 300 for movies. Because what it has is that it has it doesn't have the widest sound stage, but what it has is that it has this holographic sound that puts the vocals close to you, but still expands the instruments or whatever it is you're listening to, the effects around you. This thing is a fantastic tuned driver. It is a high quality tuned. In fact, you will not believe you're listening to $100 earphone. When I put in this earphone in my ears, the first minute, I was like, the sound is no. Then I now listen. I turned up the volume, and then I realized that this thing needs a bit of power. And I put it on my Turpin amplifier, and then it came alive. Now I understand people will say, "Oh, but it needs a lot of power." No, it doesn't need a lot of power, because I use it with my G8 smartphone, the G8 LG G8 phone. It is fantastic, but what you have to do with your LG phones is that you have to put it on high impedance mode, and the only way you can do that easily is you go and buy something they call a splitter, or you can buy an impedance adapter, but you can buy something like this. So what you just do is when you buy a splitter like this, when you buy a splitter like this, when you buy a splitter like this, you first plug it. You first plug this. What I do is that I first plug something like this to my LG phone. Um, First plug it, then you now plug the earphone into the nozzle. You have to plug this. Do not plug the nozzle with this first before plugging into the phone. Do not go into high impedance mode. So you have to plug this to your LG phone, your LG G series or V series phone first, and then plug the nozzle into the splitter. You could even have something else that does that without that. So it will go into high impedance mode, and my God, I don't even go up to the 64th volume, and it's rocking. The bass is incredible, it is detailed, and it is massive. It's just massive. And one thing this earphone has over other sets that I've listened to is that I get it, it is bright. This earphone is a great balance between being bright and having a lot more bass than just a bright set. One thing other sets that are bright get bad rep or flaws for is that when they are bright, they don't how will I put it? They don't tend to enhance the low end to compensate for that over bright top end. So a lot of people tend to come to dislike bright sets, but there is a huge balance between that. This set is detailed, this set is holographic, and this set is very expansive, but they still added a lot more bass to give you that compensation, something that can keep you like you can listen to it for as long as you want, and you wouldn't have one single issue whatsoever, especially if you get the tips right. You will not have a single issue with this earphone. Just get the tips right, get the cable right, and you're good to go. This earphone will be incredible for years to come. So that's what I would say. This earphone is the best you can buy below $100 because it's $100 earphone. But I will advise, if you're going to spend $100, please buy a quality cable. This is a silver cable from KBEAR. I'll leave the link for the KBEAR cable. It's been the best that I've been using, and I've used this cable for over 2 years. It is a wonderful cable. It has longevity to it. It has no flaws whatsoever. It is very detailed. In fact, it even enhances the detail of the earphone, brings out the best detail the earphone has, and you won't worry about anything for the foreseeable future. So this earphone is the best. I have listened to a lot of earphones, and I have come to the conclusion that I don't need several days to listen to this earphone to say that this is the best you can buy below $200 right now. It is just the best. It is detailed, and I'm so happy that I have it along with another similar earphone on its level, the IBasso IT00, because I'm going to compare this against the IT00 because they are quite similar in tuning and in presentation, but there is a little bit of difference that makes this one stand out slightly above that one. Now, I will use the word slightly because the IT001 is still one of the best earphones under $200 for the money. Like literally, it's still competing with the Olinas, and it is great that it's competing with the Olinas because if you buy the two sets, I I know people might even go for the IBasso if they are interested in more bass with some detail, but literally, I love these two sets, and I'm so happy that I have the two right now, and I'm quite very confused on what to always listen to because they both have their ups and a bit of flaws here or there, but this one beats it out because the flaws on this is very minuscule, very minuscule. It's almost not there for me to highlight. The tuning is just wonderful. Everything about it is fantastic. The tuning is the best I've heard under a certain price range. Maybe when I start listening to over $1,000 earphones, there might be something different that I would hear at that range. But at the moment, this is one of the best earphones you can, one of the best dynamic drivers you can buy right now. Dynamic driver earphones you can buy right now. So that is it. That's my review for the Tripowin HBB Olina, and do check it out. I'll leave links to where you can buy it, as well as a big thanks to Linso for sending this out to me. I'm quite happy that they did. So you guys should subscribe to the channel, like the content, and follow us on social media if possible. I'll see everybody very much next time.